So in today's class, we are going to see what are the difference between receipts and payments and income and expenditure account. So in last class, we have seen what are the accounts will be prepared by the non-profit organization and what is the definition of non-profit organization. So the non-profit organization will prepare three accounts. One is receipts and payment account. The second one is income and expenditure account, and the last one balance sheet. So today we are going to see what is the difference between receipts and payments and income and expenditure account. So when it comes to the nature of receipt and payment account, it is a real account. So yesterday we have already discussed the real account. The receipts and payment account is the nature of real account. So when it comes to income and expenditure, it is of nominal nature. So what is the principle? What is the rule? Real account, what all the debit what comes in, credit what goes out. That means what are the receipts we are getting, we have to debit it, and whatever the payments we are paying, cash is going out, we have to credit it. When it comes to nominal account, what is the rule of nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So that means all the expenditure to be debited and all the incomes to be credited. That is nominal account. So see the next difference. Receipts and payment account, we will record all the receipts and payments of revenue nature as well as capital nature. When it comes to income and expenditure, as I said, it is like a P&L account. We will take only the revenue nature of income and revenue nature of expenditure only. Receipts and payment account, what all the transactions are done during the year related to the previous or year or succeeding year or the current year, all the transactions will be considered in receipts and payment account. That means, for example, let's take we are preparing the receipts and payment of the year 2019. In 2019 you have made an advance amount. That means for the next year you have paid the amount. So that amount will also be considered in receipts and payment account. When it comes to the income and expenditure, only current year transactions, current year incomes, current year expenditure will be considered. That means, for example, let's take you are preparing income and expenditure for a non-profit organization in the year 2019 and you have paid an advance amount, revenue expenditure, you have paid an advance expenditure. That advance expenditure will not be considered. Only whatever the transactions that are relating to the current year only will be considered under income and expenditure, whereas all the transactions done during the year relevant to the previous year or succeeding year or in the current year, all the receipts and payments will be considered in receipts and payment account. Next difference, non-cash transactions will not be considered in receipts and payment account. I said this receipts and payment account is like a cash account. That means what all the transactions related to cash account will be considered under this receipt and payment account. If there is any non-cash transaction, non-cash transaction means any depreciation, any bad debts, it will not be considered in receipts and payment account. Whereas income and expenditure, we will consider the non-cash transaction. That means I said this income and expenditure is like P&L account. In P&L account, what are the losses or the like depreciation or any bad debts, we will consider that in the same way. If there is any non-cash transaction, will be considered under income and expenditure account. And see the next difference in receipts and payment account, we will have opening and closing balance. I said it is like a cash account. In cash account, we will have the opening and closing balance. When it comes to income and expenditure, it won't have any opening and closing balances. And see the next difference in receipts and payment account, the balancing figure what we will get when we close the account, that will be called as closing balance of the cash account. And when it comes to the income and expenditure, the closing balance what we will get, the balancing figure what we will get will be called as deficit or surplus. What is the meaning of deficit? Means if your expenditure is more than income, that will be called as deficit. When your income is more than expenditure, then it will be called as a surplus. So these are the main few important difference between the receipts and payments and income and expenditure. If you see your textbook in page number year 243, 244, we have n number of difference. For exam point of view, you can go through all the points, but whereas to do the problems, one must be aware of these difference. In this, what makes very important means these 2 points are very important, so you must be thorough with these 2 points so that we will do the problems in this video. This point is also important. See, in receipts and payment account, remember we will take all the receipts and payments, whether it is of revenue nature or capital nature, and we will consider all the transactions that are done during the year related to previous year, succeeding year or the current year, and we won't take any non-cash transactions. So these are the 3 things we have to remember regarding the receipts and payment account. When it is income and expenditure, we will take only revenue, income and expenditure, that also the transaction that are related to only the current year, and we will consider the non-cash transactions in income and expenditure. So remember these 3 points. Let's do one basic problem. See the question. Actual expenses paid during the year was 32,500. From the following information, calculate the amount to be shown in income and expenditure account. So that means income and expenditure for the year 2016. That means the actual expenditure paid in the year 2016 was 32,500, and they are asking us to compute what is the amount to be taken under income and expenditure account. So if you know the provisions, what are the provisions in income and expenditure account, we will take only the revenue incomes and revenue expenditure, and we will take only the current year. We will take only the current year expenses and current year incomes. So let's see what all the information they have given. Point. Prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2015 was 3,000. So you remember this provision, right? What in income and expenditure we have to take all the current year incomes and expenditures. That means for 2016 whatever the expenditure is there, we have to take. So they are giving the information that prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2015. That means they paid in advance in 2015. That means these expenses are paid for the year 2016. So what we have to do, we have to take this under consideration. So we have to add this amount. So why we are adding this amount means this 3,000 expenditure is regarding this 2016 only. So they are asking to compute what is the total expenses to be shown under income and expenditure account. That means this 3,000 should be added. And see the next point. Prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2016 4,000. It was paid in the year 2016 only, but it is a prepaid expenses. That means prepaid expense means this expenditure is paid for the next year. That means it is paid for 2017. So it is not, this expenditure is not for the current year. So we shouldn't take this amount. That means we have to deduct this amount from the total amount. And see the next point, third one. Outstanding expenses on 31/12/2015. So outstanding expenses mean the expenses which are still to be paid was paid in 2015. Still to be paid means these expenses are related to the previous year or the same year. That means this expenditure are related to 2015 or 2014. So what we have to do, we have to deduct this amount. Why we are deducting this amount? This expenditure is not related to 2016. This is related to 2015 or 2014. So we have to deduct this amount. And see the last point. Outstanding expenses on 31/12/2016. That means the outstanding liability will paid for the 2016. So this expenditure is related to 2016. So what we have to do, we have to add this expenditure the total to the total amount. See, after doing these adjustments, we have to take the main amount first here, the expenses paid during the year 32,500. For that, what all these adjustments are there, if you add and deduct the amount, then a net amount what we will get at the end will be called as the amount that will be that should be taken in the income and expenditure account. So let's start doing the answer. So see, the amount that should be shown under the income and expenditure account is as follows. So draw the format particulars amount. Why? Because we are just going to calculate the amount. That means we will take the actual amount first, 32,500. After that we will do all these adjustments. So this is like a statement only. So take particulars and amount. So our answer starts with the actual amount paid during the year. See, what is the amount paid during the year? 32,500. So take the amount here. So after taking the amount, see the first adjustment, prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2015, 3,000. So they paid in advance in the year 2015. The expenses, the amount paid was for the year 2016. The expenses regarding 2016 they paid in advance in 2015. So this expenditure is related to 2016 only. So take this amount into consideration. So write add prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2015. So add the amount and see the next adjustment, prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2016. That means it was prepaid in the year 2016 for the expenses in 2017. So we are calculating the expenditure regarding 2016. It is not considered. So we have to deduct this amount. Take the amount and deduct it. So we have got 31,500. See the next adjustment, outstanding expenses as on 31/12/2015. That means we are paying the outstanding expenses. The expenses still to be paid was paid in 2015. It is not related to 2016. So deduct this amount minus outstanding expenses as on 31/12/2015. So deduct the amount 4,500. See, I got a balance of 27,000 and see the last adjustment, outstanding expenses on 31/12/2016. The amount what the outstanding expenses relating 2016 was paid. That means this expenditure is related to 2016. So this amount will be considered. See, what is the amount? 5,000. So add that 5,000. So add 5,000. So we got a total of 32,000. If you can see the question, all the adjustments are done. That means the amount to be considered under income and expenditure account for the year 2016 is 32,000. So this is how we have to do the. So see the question again. So what they are asking what is the amount to be taken under income and expenditure account. So what is the rule? So what is the provision? We have to take only the current year expenditure and current year income under income and expenditure account. So they gave some adjustment and they are asking what is the amount to be considered under income and expenditure account. See, what is the question they gave? The amount paid during the year they gave 32,500 and they also gave the following information. See, the prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2015. We paid this expense in 2015, but we prepaid. That means for the expenditure in the year 2016, we paid in 2015. That means this 3,000 is the expenditure for the year 2016. So we have to consider this amount. And see the next one, prepaid expenses as on 31/12/2016. So we prepaid the expenses in 2016 for the expenses in 2017. That means this 4,000 is not related to the year 2016. In the same manner, outstanding expenses, that means outstanding liability, the expenses still to be paid was paid in the year 2015. That means these expenses are related to the 2015 and we are paying in 2015. This amount is nowhere related to the 2016. That's why we are deducting this amount. And see the last point, outstanding expenses on 31/12/2016. The outstanding the amount what still to be paid was paid in 2016. That means these are the expenses related to the year 2016 and we are paying in 2016. So we have to consider this amount. So make sure you are thorough with these adjustment. Why? Because in future we have to do so many adjustment like this. So what are the things to be added? If it is a prepaid expense, if it is paid in the previous year, we have to add. If the prepaid expense is paid in the same year, we have to deduct. Outstanding expenses paid in the previous year, we have to deduct, and outstanding expenses paid in the current year, we have to add. So remember this provision so that it will be easy for doing the questions in the future.